Okay, we're going to try this again. Okay, I wanted to have a cup of coffee with you people, and I already had a little visit earlier, and it was a little visit, but it still was a little visit. Maybe those are nice. You never know. I did talk about something that maybe a lot of people should. We should change some traditions. No, I was talking about white elephant gifts, and I'm just not sure totally what a white elephant gift is, because I thought a white elephant gift was that you went into your closet, you went into your stash or into your stuff and found something that you don't really use anymore that you could share with somebody else, you know? Could be anything. Because I find a lot of really nice things that are used, and that's the way I like it. You don't have to spend a lot of money on me. You know, get a thoughtful gift, something that you have that you know I love, give it to me. But the same thing, you know, with your family members. It's a time of giving. Well, let's try to give without it costing a fortune, people. You know, you leave a lot of people out and you make them feel sad when they can't participate. Or maybe you might make fun of them or something because they gave you something used, you know. But sometimes you can get some very valuable things, I mean, that you would really love without it costing somebody an arm and a leg, you know. That's a bad expression, but I've heard it. I've heard it recently. Okay, so, oh, happy day. It's raining outside. I let the dog in and he got me wet. That was earlier today, because I did. This is the first time I've done that, but I went back to bed. I decided that I was tired and I laid down and I went to sleep. And I think I needed it. My body needs rest and I'm not getting it. Although I'm not doing a whole heck of a lot to make me tired. Stayed up late. Gotta quit doing that. But you know, just did. I need to start going to bed at least by 10:30. My naturopath told me to get in bed by 10. I said, good luck with that. And I'm used to going to bed at 2 or 3. Anyway, I had previously said, okay, I'm going to bed by midnight. I felt like that was a good time. You know, if you could go to bed and go to sleep right away, then if you wake up at 8 o'clock, that is 8 hours. And I think that's probably sufficient. Anyway, I'm going to have a cup of coffee. It's pretty good. I had Nancy. I said, Nancy, show me how to make coffee. I mean, years ago I made coffee. I don't even know how, but I'm sure I knew how then. You know, sometimes what it was a percolator on the stove. So you had a burner going on underneath it and it would percolate and then you could see how dark it was. But I really don't even know. I haven't drank coffee in so many years. I know that there's a bunch of these automatic coffee makers. And it doesn't taste bad, but I do have the wrong thing. I've got a dairy creamer in it. Well, I started to say earlier I was listening to Dr. William Li, last name spelled L-I. And he talks a lot about different things that starve cancer. Okay, and coffee's one of them. Coffee kills cancer. However, the thing that's good in coffee that kills the cancer, if you put dairy creamer in there, it makes these little bubbles all over and then it traps in the stuff that you want and you don't get to experience the health benefits. So I've got to find non-dairy creamer. I've got to find a way to drink coffee that will help it work. He was saying it was good for a lot of things. I don't remember them now. but a lot of different things. He was talking about stem cells and how there's stem cells in your bone marrow. And I think he was saying drinking coffee helps those come out. You can't see my hands, but you know what I mean. I'm not really sure, so I shouldn't say what I'm not sure of. Now, I hope you guys are doing well. I noticed that I don't have as many views today and yesterday, but I can't blame you. I mean, not everybody wants to hear about the Bible, right? But on the other hand, excuse me, not everybody wants to just hear jibber jabber, which I do really well. I go from one subject to another, to another, to another. And I give way too much advice. But hopefully it'll help somebody. So I'm still going to finish Matthew. I have a feeling that's what's wrong as I'm reading scriptures. Just remember, in all the things that I've read, it doesn't take very long to read them. And so the rest of the time is spent talking. Sometimes we're talking about what we read. I mean, that would stand to reason, right? And I am interested to find out what's in Matthew. And I did watch the first 3 seasons of The Chosen. Very good. I've been a little afraid of 4 and 5 because the crucifixion's coming up, and I don't like that. I really hate that. I hate the fact that people can be so frickin' mean. You know, even like when the church was organized, when the Church of Jesus Christ was restored to this earth, the adversary was against it, major time, and we're talking about Satan, okay? So a lot of bad things happened to the people that were bringing the church back to the earth. So sad. So very, very sad. But thank God there is other things that's going to happen. I'm going to see if I can pull this down and make it better. Nothing like looking up and finding that your head's not even on the screen. Anyway, I am grateful for the knowledge that I have. Was not easy to attain, and especially knowing all the things that happened to the early members of the church. How sad. So glad they were able to persevere. I believe that's the name, persevere. Like even when they, I keep finding hairs on my nose, I'm sorry. It's like, what's the deal? Make me all tickly. Anyway, there's some really great movies. If you guys are interested at all, you should check them out, okay? Like, there's a movie called Legacy. Imagine the church made that movie, and it showed in the Joseph Smith building for a long time. Every day, several times a day, because there's a regimen. People come to the information center in Salt Lake City, which is right there on the same grounds as the temple and the tabernacle, the old original tabernacle, because across the street now there's this humongous one. I'm not sure what they call that, but it's an excellent building, and the General Conference is filmed from there every year, every 6 months, because General Conference is every 6 months. But they have a lot of other things happening in that building, and I believe that building takes up the whole city block. And I went upstairs on that building, up on the roof. They've got it like a park. So you can go out there and walk around, sit down on a bench, contemplate, and they've got waterfalls going through there. It's pretty wonderful. And if you're flying over it, you would never know that was a building. You would just think it was land. But it's pretty neato indeed. Okay, so what was I talking about? I was talking about the information center. Okay, in the information center, there's tours, okay? The missionaries that are stationed there take everybody on tours and show them things on the wall. We've got murals on the wall all over the place. And when I was young and went there, they had a depiction of the grove, of the first vision, the grove of trees where Joseph Smith went to pray, and where God the Father and God the Son appeared to Joseph Smith and answered his question. And his question was, which church should I join? Which church should I join? There was a big revival going on. All kinds of preachers and just a whole lot of stuff going on. And the preachers were getting all up in people's faces saying, come over here to me and come over here to me. And, they was fighting, pursuing, and they were all teaching different doctrine. Just like we've read in Matthew, some preach the concepts of man and not of God. So that's not God's church, is it? Anyway, he was told to not join any of them. I don't think he was told, but I'm not sure in that very first vision. I don't know that he was told all the things that was coming down the pike, because he was foreordained to bring the church back to the earth. Okay? There's things going on in here, too. I need to watch myself. But, just like that song, there's things going on that you don't know. But it was promised in the Bible that before the second coming, the church would be restored to the earth. Okay? Now, a lot of us feel like Jesus is coming soon. Although if you've been studying the scriptures, there's a lot of things that still got to happen. They're over there starting wars and stuff over Israel because they think that's going to force his hand, make him come sooner. Because every nation, one of the prophecies is every nation will be fighting over Israel. Now, the place over there where Israel is, the place where there's been many battles and still will be, Armageddon. Armageddon is a place. It might also be a battle. There's going to be a great battle. Then the lost 10 tribes. There's 10 tribes that are lost that went up to the land northward, and who knows where all. Now, us sending out missionaries everywhere is part of that gathering of Israel. We are supposed to teach the gospel to every nook and cranny, to every person hiding in a cave, not just the ones out here on the street. Every person should have the chance to hear and accept the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, those of you who've already heard about it, that's pretty wonderful. Those of you who've heard about it and didn't do anything about it, you need to rethink that. You really do. And those of us who know about it need to get off the fence. I don't know how to say it any different. Get off the fence. Like some people say, something or get off the pot. Not a good expression, but that's what it means, okay? I need to put this back a little further so you guys can see me better. I am going to try to attempt to read Matthew 21. I did get through Matthew 20. 21 is pretty long, so I'm not sure. I might need to do it on its own. It's got 45 verses. And we are getting closer to the time. I'll read you the synopsis, but I think I'm going to just probably try to read it on its own. Some of you all know all these things because you've already been studying, okay? So here's the synopsis for 21. Jesus rides in triumphant. Okay, I can't even talk. Jesus rides in triumphant into Jerusalem. He cleanses the temple, curses the fig tree, and discusses authority. He gives the parables of the two sons and the wicked husbandman. So how many of those do you know? I had hair in my eye. Can't believe it. We won't really know what all this stuff is unless we've been studying before. I'm not sure what the husbandman is. Husbandman, M-E-N. I'm thinking he's the one that took care of the household after when the boss was gone, but I'm not sure. So, since I've talked so much, I don't know that I should go ahead and put this on here. I just want to say hey. And I think I'll just talk about the gifts that I was talking about. White elephant gifts. Gifts of the heart. You know, if you have some people and you want to give them something, I don't think it's going to hurt anything if it's used. And if it does, then they don't need a gift at all, do they? Go dig in your own pocket instead of making me broke to give you something that you're not going to appreciate anyway. That's kind of how I feel about it. But you really kind of have to know someone pretty good to get them something that you know they like. Go to your stash. What have you got that you can share with somebody? And then you know what you could do. Instead of worrying about your friends, maybe we could find out where some homeless people are and give them something. The Dollar Tree, every year, they have beanies. I guess they call them beanies. Those toboggan things you put on your head, you know, so you can keep your heat in and your ears warm. So, a toboggan and a pair of gloves. And there you've got a gift for what? A toboggan is $1.25 and the gloves is $1.25. That's $2.50. So we'll say $3. And then maybe you should just start using, some people are giving out paper sacks. But I remember you could go to the Dollar Tree and get a stack of paper sacks. Back then it was $1. But it's $1.25 now, but I bet you they still have them. And then there are bags of bows that you can get for pretty cheap, and I imagine you can get some there. And they have wrapping paper too. A Dollar Tree is a great place to go. It really is, people. Don't be turning your nose down at it. How stupid are you? Yes, I said it. How stupid are you? I can remember once upon a time, my daughter sure was upset about going to that particular type of store. Even the Dollar General, which was even better, you know, because they have things that are up higher in price. And actually the Dollar Tree went to that too. They've got items that are $3 and $5. But still, if you compare that to the stores out there, you're still saving a bundle. So rethink that going into debt for Christmas gifts. You don't need to do that. Serious. It's a time of love. It's a time of giving. It doesn't mean you got to go broke doing it. And a lot of us are already broke. So then what do? You just wished you could do it, when I'm sure you probably got some stuff hanging around that someone else would love to have. Just a thought. I have a lot of those thoughts. Today is awful dreary. It just seems dreary. And I still feel like I need to go back to bed. I'm not sure what time I climbed into bed last night. I know it was probably 1:30 or 2. And then I wake up during the night. Then I wake up. I have a standing appointment at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm definitely usually awake by the time that's over. But I need some get up and go. I do. I need something to get me going. And it needs to be my head, I guess, and I just don't have it. I need to go through my stuff. That's what I ought to do. Go wrap it up. Here, try this. Here, try this. No. But seriously, there are people out there that's not going to have anything at all for Christmas. And believe you me, I bet they'd love my blanket that I was talking about. But I'm not giving that away. But I did get that at the Goodwill, and I probably got it for under $5, okay? Beautiful, thick, plush blanket. I'm serious. That's one you'd find in the hotel in the wintertime. So, cozy. I just had too much stuff on top of it. I didn't want to go dig it out and show it to you. And the Seahawks blanket. I got that at the Goodwill too. There's a lot of great things at the Goodwill until they got full of themselves. You know, there's several, I guess, now, but there's a girl, Crazy Lamp Lady. I used to watch her. She goes on buying streaks. I mean, that's what she does. She goes to Goodwills and finds things and then sells them online on eBay. She's got an eBay store. And then she tells you what she bought it for and what she sold it for and all kinds of stuff. So then a lot of people got on board doing the same thing. And then Goodwill says, hey, we're going to start marking everything up. So that's what they did. So they are not as cheap as they used to be. Cheap prices. They went up on their prices. So I don't know if they do great things with their profit or not. And you can't really blame them, you know, for trying to get more money. I think the Goodwill is supposed to help people that don't have jobs. You know, that money should go to be paying people to work and stuff like that. I don't know. But it is the time of the season to see what can we do for other people. Maybe people that we don't even know. Those ones out on the street. They need a blanket. They need earmuffs. Something. You know, I saw a really neat deal the other day. We don't stop to think about these things, but they took a scarf. They took a scarf and put it on. They put it around the neck first and went back and then twisted it around and came forward. And then this part that was right here went way up here across the face so that you could protect your skin from the wind and stuff, but you could still see. I thought that was pretty neat. I had never thought of that. There's different ways of wearing scarves where you can get some good use out of it. I don't know. I just think it would behoove us to try to step outside of the box and see if there's any way we can help somebody. Even if it's not anybody we know. Still a child of God, right? We are all children of God. Tears. Children are so sweet. Maybe that's where we should get some ideas from, because they got it going on. They are sweet. Anyway, cheers, people. How you doing, Noah? Haven't heard from you in a while. I subscribed to your channel, and I just checked it out that one day. But from what I could see, you're living the life of a homeless person and taking videos. So, I'm not sure if you're like doing that on purpose or if you have to do that. And I didn't see a lot of your videos, but I did see enough that I could tell that you probably got some really good advice for people. You know, one day we might all be living on the street. And I've got good advice for people from camping. I mean, I've been camping all these years. And I know there's going to come a time when we're all going to have to. We're all going to be out there on the street. They'll have all these houses, all these beautiful houses empty because they're going to kick you out on the street because you can't pay them the money. And then the house is going to sit there empty while you're out in the street living. Not cool. We need to figure this situation out. I mean, I know the market crashed a few years ago, and I think that was probably, I don't know my right words, orchestrated. You know, the market goes up and down, and who is it that wins? The bank. If the bank goes into bankruptcy or whatever and shuts down, the government usually bails them out, gives them a ton of money. And in the meantime, everybody who had houses probably lost them. I don't know how that works. All I know is there's weird things afoot. And my nose wants to run because I started crying. Anyway, people, let's gather our resources, go through our stuff, especially our coats, our shoes, our socks. I mean, I wear my socks out, okay? I got holes in the toes and holes in the heels. My favorite gift is socks. I mean, for someone to give me socks. Nice, cushy, soft, loose fitting, not real tight socks. So there you go. You got socks, and you got a toboggan for your head, and you got gloves for your fingers. They got knit gloves for $1.25, people. And I need some because I want to go walking outside and it's cold, and I need some gloves now, so I got to go find the Dollar Tree. Oh, sorry, people. Try not to cry. Children are sweet, and they will help those who are downtrodden. There I go using that word again. I haven't used that word until the other day. It's been a long time since I heard that word. Downtrodden. Okay, that's enough of that. I just want to say, hey, Noah, if you're out there, happy trails to you, my friend. I hope you're doing good. I really appreciated your thoughts when you said you were having a cup of coffee with Lou. I thought that was really neat. And then what else did you say? You put a video out on your channel saying walk with Noah, and you said that was because of me, and I thought that was great too. So keep it up, Bubba. I hope that you're warm. I hope that you're not living on the street. But if you're doing good for other people, more power to you. Say your prayers. I didn't say my prayers last night. I've been a little lax lately. So For so long I prayed laying in the bed. And maybe I didn't even put a lot of emphasis on having it quiet. I don't know. But I think when you're praying to the Lord, you should have it quiet. And maybe, not just maybe, I should be on my knees, because it keeps you awake, alert as to what you're doing. I used to pray in bed, and I did it for selfish reasons too, because it helped me to go to sleep. Well, see, that sounds terrible, but I would go to sleep praying. But you know, picture it as you're the father or you're the mother, and you're rocking your child. And you're comforting your child and helping them to go to sleep, because otherwise they're having nightmares. That was me. Nightmares. But I don't have those anymore. I found my way around those things. But just be kind to your children, and maybe learn from them, because they are sweet. Like God said yesterday in one of the things I read. What did I read? I read a few chapters in Matthew. I can't remember, but it was about the children. Oh. Unless you become as a little child, you will not go into the kingdom of heaven. Now, I didn't say it quite like he did. How did he say it? You have to be converted. That was one of the things he said. You have to be converted. You have to believe, and you have to have faith like a little child. Because these little children, they believe, and they actually know, but they are sweet. And we get grown up and we forget about being sweet. Life gets us down, the downtrodden. So, I gotta quit crying. Someone just walked in, so I should probably go. Hi, Bubba. Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna stop, I think. I gotta quit that. Just remember, this is a wonderful, beautiful time of the year. Do something good with it. And really, search around your house and see what it is you can share. Even if you take it to the Goodwill. Most of the schools have a coat drive or something going on where you can donate to help other people, and they know people who need it. Anyway, you guys take care. I gotta go.